How's it going, guys? Welcome to the video. This is episode 2 of my complete guide for Total Conflict Resistance. The link to episode 1 is in the video description in case you missed it. We'll just go over the in-game settings in depth, what each actually means and represents, and the different research trees and what groups they were tied to. In this video, we're diving into the game itself and getting started out, building your battalions, laws to save up for, look out for, getting your overall stability up, kitting our squads up with what we want them to have directly, from attachments to secondary weapons to main weapons, the outfits and vehicles, making all that simple for you, and taking control of the world market, and all of my tips and tricks along the way. So yeah man, let's get the video started. Right, so before we even get started on the game, we've got to talk about mods, because there was a mod from Nexus I was using, pack junk file download, but as I uploaded my video a few days following that, I got a comment saying it weren't there, and yeah, it'd gone disappeared. Currently outdated, but there was a mod on the actual Steam workshop on Total Conflict itself. This S speed just here. Simply click subscribe and launch your game and you've got it, but it does the same thing as the mod I was using previously. 10 days on research and everything like that, but it also increases like the amount of food you produce and alcohol and just all sort of items generally like that, which I don't think it actually needs, but just the 10 days is enough. But yeah mate, it does the same thing, so I'd advise to use that if you're starting out as well. Just makes the long grind a lot easier and let you have fun faster. But yeah, there is mod support for the game. There's not much on there currently, but man, I'd love to see what the future holds for it. I mean, the modding potential is huge, from units to weapons and ammo types, and I'd love to see some sort of it. But yeah, we'll go over that in another video. Like I say, this is the one you want, so again, click it, subscribe, launch your game. Well, get the video started. Up at these guys, nice little island tucked out of the way, exactly the same settings that we went over with in the last video. Might start on, yeah, I'll start on 2030, but everything else is the same. Let's go. Right, this stuff's just a lore dump for every country's got like their own one, so I'm not going over that or reading it. Right, so let's pause this quickly. The first thing I'm going to do is the rebels are 4, and I want to make sure I've got a higher number than them. Make sure they don't come bother my towns while I'm doing my tutorial. So it appears if my number's higher than those, they won't bother me. But that doesn't mean you can just let them roam around aimlessly, because while our stability's low down here, we always risk another group spawning anywhere, and then them two groups will merge together to make a bigger unit, and they'll just get bigger, vice versa, and start attacking your towns. So we're going to prep ahead of that at the minute and start increasing some numbers over all of our towns. Not crazy, just enough that we've got more so we don't have to worry about that. Right, so first things first is the ore, what your town's actually spawning with. So I've got aluminium. I'm pretty sure you can start and restart your game, because I've played this on the playthrough before having gold and aluminium and iron, so I think it's just the randomization of stopping to start. So I've got aluminium, I'm happy with that. I'll use the world market to obtain all the ores that I don't have, so I can try and get a mass of it before I start any fights, and hopefully keep the peace and don't get attacked to allow that to happen. But yeah, with the money we'll get from this mod with production increase and stuff, it won't be a concern. Right, so we're on pause. We'll get stuff researching for guns that I'm going to be using. Construction. Obviously we've already got bread, we've already got wheat, we've got fish, we've got an iron mine, so ideally I want to be making meat or an alcohol factory, because those sort of things are also going to help get our stability up while we're this low. Production, let's get our all going. make sure we're producing what we can actually produce. I'm not going to waste materials and do these. Diplomacy. Oof. Everyone hates me on this guy. This is going to be fun. So how to start this? Right now our world market is, it's now. Like, there's nothing on here whatsoever. And the way that we're going to make more things pop up here is by getting these guys that are red and stuff, like just improving relations, sending a bribe, trying to get them up until I'd say they're around green. And then from there, we want a trade agreement. And we're going to send them a little bribe. It don't cost much at all. What else have we got? We've got 70 political power. So let's have a look at our politics. I'm sure that, yep, there's a law here that we can use to increase stability. So we want to be doing that. There's quite a few little laws that do that as well, where don't require you to be in a war, and it's ideal that we get those out of the way before we get on to the ones that decrease your stability, because later on in the game you're really going to want this. You're going to have no reservists on your place whatsoever, but you've still got battalions to fill. And then we hit this one just here at that point, obviously that's minus 20 stability, but you're going to get a big lump sum of reservists to use, as well as like persistent spawn of them around all your towns as well. But we'll come back to all of this in a bit. So we've got that one going. So while we've got all those things going at the moment, I'm going to go into fast forward and let these battalions build up a little bit on my game load properly. There we go. There we go. I should start filling up relatively quick, and this guy down here won't bother us. That's going to let me get some construction and things done, which I need. All of this is going to go crazy very soon. There's one gun. I'll have that one next. Plus 5 stability with our law. Our farm's done. Start creating some meat. Just gonna sit in fast forward for a minute. He's going to move around, but he's not going to attack anyone. Just going to aimlessly move around. Now he's next to one of our big squads, and we're nearly full, so we can go deal with him very soon. Alcohol making as well. So I've got no reason to be concerned about him at the minute, or I presume being attacked by anyone for my first few months, maybe my whole year. So this is what we get to do. This is what we're going to try and do. So I've got a successful trade agreement with that guy now. This guy down here is 22. I forgot about that. There's 3 new factions that don't actually belong on the map, and from what I gather in the update, it's endgame that these guys will attack you if they feel necessary and come at you with huge. I can't wait to see how that plays out, but we'll get there. I'm plus 22 with him, so I want to get a trade agreement with him and send a bribe. Back on the fast forward, and now that I've got that other one, my market's opened up a little bit. Look, I've got loads more things starting to pop up. So I already have trade agreements with some people, but they dislike me for some reason, so yeah, I'm not buying anything at the moment. But now I'm at that point where all my squads are full. He's only a small rebel anyway, so I'm going to go take him out quickly. No need to fight that small of amount, so I'm just going to auto. Replenish them. Ammo's done. Right, nothing else. Another rifle, so yeah, I don't want to make these normal versions of the weapon because I can't put mods on them, so that means I've got to get these 2 quick before I get onto the next part. While I'm here actually, slow that down. So when it comes to actually building our army, like our main building our main battalions, we've got a town that has 2 military factories, and I've got a town that's got 1 in. So I want to use the town with 2 in so I can make the most of what's there. Probably build another one in the long run as well. So that place is called Tilbit, and if I come on here to check out my reservists off my inventory, it won't actually let me send them to Tilbit because there's a big amount at Tilbit already. So what I've got to do is select them from each town and send them to Tilbert. So all my reservists are in the same place, and I can just build a big battalion when I've got my things ready. Which won't be very long at all. Where was he? That one, wasn't it? Right, so that's all my reservists going Tilbert. Oh, another trade agreement. Happy days. With them as well. Let's try and get friendly with some of these people, shall we? Let's start off with Sunbro. Improve relations, send a bribe. Happy days. Construction. We've got some wood now. Get more food making. Stability's going up slowly. More than likely get another rebel spawn before we get where we want to be. Make sure we start off with a bit of an air force as well. Oh, that was quick. Attachments. We start producing some of them 2 weapons as well. And ammo. So all my reserve bits are here now. Yeah, he's going to keep coming too quick. Canned goods. Yeah, all my reservists are here. I'm going to use regulars, militias, and spec ops first of all before we can't use the end game yet. So let's get them ready, shall we? I'll have a few regulars. A few militia. And a load of spec ops. There we go. So there's 30 there. And that's just going to keep flying up now. Got some stone. Okay. Obviously, like I say, with that mod on, you've got to keep your eye on these because they also create very quick. So, repeat that. Reductions. What else do I want? Rocket launcher. Yep. 150, 188, that'll do for the meantime. Run out of iron anyway, so yeah, I'll go on the world market quick. Buy some iron ore. Probably some copper as well. I'll not use all my money, but I'm too concerned about that at the minute. Let's see what we can actually sell. Not a great deal. Get rid of those, we don't use them. Fish. Some bread. Split that into chunks rather than just a massive amount. I'm producing that. So, yeah. Alcohol still producing, canned. What ore am I producing? Aluminium. Oh, back to the fast forward. Let that build up for a minute. Some fast forward that for 1 second because we've got our full squad here. I'm not rearming them yet, I'm just swapping them for another. I'm going to stick him on me docks because if anyone defends, I've got a full squad. Let's get him in here. I'll do the same for him. Some spec ops. Damn it. New weapons. What vehicles? That's here. Regulars. Yeah. Let's let them fill. Still got loads of reservists. I'll stop them now. Like that. Our attachments. Got some more political power. +5 stability, we'll have that. That's all our construction up ready. All this sort of stuff that we're producing now we can throw on the world market for money. We'll come all to that in a little bit in taking the world market. There used to be cigarettes on here as well, cigarette factories and tobacco fields, but they've removed it with one of the recent updates, so I don't quite understand why. There used to be help with stability as well, it's quite useful. And another thing to produce and sell, but anyway. While we've got the uniforms unlocked, for those who didn't actually realise you can edit them, although it don't do a great deal, but you make them look pretty cool. Yeah, you can change them all around and then save it, and now obviously they'll come like that. Spec Ops, I think we've got a better armour piece on somewhere. Maybe not. It's visuals, yeah, it's pretty cool. In case you didn't know. What I like to do as well while I'm playing is get rid of everything that I don't actually use. That way it's easier to keep track of what I do use. So brings a little bit of money as well, not much, but EOT, Vortex. This helps me keep track of the amount of what I've got. Yeah. Get some more sales going up. Start selling alcohol now as well. Sell some wheat. Some meat. Or fuel and oil we don't sell. We need as much as this as we can get. I'll explain why later. I still have me wood. And it's aluminium bar. Let's get rid of them. Be a nice bit of money in. Gradually come in as they start dropping now, so let's fast forward. Right, so that's another 30 man. Get him out. Get that one in. Let's use up all our reservists for the moment. One thing that can help with building your army as well, each town has its own garrison. I wouldn't really call these garrisons useful for much. Obviously there are a few extra units in your town when you actually get invaded and somebody's attacking you. They'll just help as an extra few more squads in your town. Obviously you can make them a little bit bigger, but there's no point having none. I always keep like minimal 4, but for example, what I was just looking at, you don't need all of these, so something like that I could drop down to 4, and that's just going to give me another 70 off reservists. And we'll do the same here if it's a big one. No, 4. That's 5. So we'll drop them all down to 4. Extra reservists. Back in the fast forward. That would normally let me fill up 3 complete battalions and let me attack other countries while I'm building myself up. Nearly at the final point with getting your army together. Will be a minute. Right, yeah, so let's get back to getting where we was, and that was sorting out the armies. So, first of all, we've already transported everything over to Tilbert. All our vehicles there, our attachments, what weapons we want, so I have got what weapons I want. What I want to do first before I do anything is go onto my squad editor. I'm going to start with regulars. What gun do I want them to have? Oh, is that Vahan mod? That one just so that's one of the ones I've been crafting. I want a T4 sight on that. Don't really matter about these, I don't really care. Want them to have an RPG as well. I'll say you can tweak around with their helmets and stuff to, I don't know, gas mask. You can make them look pretty cool, I suppose, if you wanted to have a little play around with them, but is what it is. But yeah, I want to save that to that. Copy twin squad, tie squad, save squad. I want him to, vehicle do I want them to have? I made 3 specifically, one to put on each unit. So the M60A1 105, let's go back into squad editor, on some regulars. Obviously it's already got our guns. I want the M60, where's it gone? That one just there. Yeah, copy tune tie squad, save squad. There's one unit made. So we've got back on here. Got militia there already. We've already got the Springfield mod on, but we want them to have the sight on that we've been making as well. So we've actually got a sight for when we go in the game. We're not crafting these, I'm crafting these. So that's what I want for them guys. And the vehicle I want them to have was the, where is it? It should be right down the bottom. That one there. Again, you can play about with their armour, make them look how you want them to look. Something different, can't do much with some, but there you go. Maybe it's master. Copy to tie squad, save squad, come back out. We've got one more squad to do, which was Spec Ops. So, Spec Ops, STRF, 4040, Type 64, don't want that. Type 64 mod. Again, I'll have rocket launcher on all of them, why not? Yeah, copy to tie squad, save squad. That's everything we want. Yep. So now let's come to our squads. In here, that, and they're all going to the rearm to what I wanted them to have. I don't want these guys, what I started with originally, so I'm going to get rid of them. Keep the first ones, but I'll have another militia in there. It's not even full yet, look. Want some of them. They're all kitted up. Some of these guys have got nothing here. Let's take these out for a minute. Bring these over here. Rearm. There you go. They're all kitted out in what I want them to have. Send them back there now. Bring these guys over. Rearm. Obviously I've run out of tanks for them, so I need to make some more, or what I wanted the regulars to have. If I go in squad editor, regulars, that was the M60A1. So let's get some of them in production quickly. What's that one there? Obviously while this is all going on, we still need to make shells for the tank. We haven't even made ammo yet. Would help. So send them back there. Bring these back so they can keep filling up. See, one thing to note with squads as well, so I don't know if you're aware, you've got, they're marked here as 1, which is, there's 10. 2, there's 10 of them. 3, there's 10 of them. That resembles how they actually come into battle for you. So for example, my first 10 units that are going to spawn are these ones. until I hit retreat on one, or one gets blown up or they're dead and another one from the unit 2 comes over. So what I always like to do, especially all my squads, is anti-air, 2 bits of anti-air, at least on each squad. So every single unit what sits there has got anti-air in case I bump into somebody, or I don't know, you might want to go in with some tanks or infantry first only, and then a wave of tanks and then a wave of MLRS or something if you're at the end game and in big time wars. But well, so fast forwarded a bit now, we're looking good, ammo's crafting, everything, so double check, get them all back in, rearm battalion, here we go, all stocked on bullets. Max ammo. These guys got pistols for some reason. Yeah, everyone's got max ammo. Yeah, that's honestly all you really need to know on getting started, really. That's equipping all your squads now. They're all ready to go. When you jump into a fight, they're all going to have everything that you're wanting them to use, from sights and attachments to the vehicle to get in. Obviously, make sure they've always got ammo. Keep all your ammo crafting. Keep on top of this stuff. This all builds so quick. You end up with so many things to send to the world market. It's crazy. I mean, reservists we're running very low on, so which is going to bring us back down to political power, which is this mod I was on about earlier. But that actually costs 150 political power to enable, and that's what we're going to want to get more reservists. But I want to be at least 90% stability before I get that. I'm not far from it. I'm 80 at the minute, so if I keep going the way I am, that's going to keep going up. So it's up to you. You can either use these points to get small stability, or you can save them and add towards that so you can get all these other battalions built up, because otherwise you're just going to be stuck with these 3, not enough spawn fast enough to actually let you build an army before somebody like an empire will come down on you or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So once these guys are finished, which they very nearly are, that's going to be all my reservists up, and I'm only going to get a very small handful every now and then, so I'm going to save them points towards that. And then in the meantime, like I say, just rely on the world market, keep trying to make friends. I've got no allies, so I'm not getting dragged into a war I don't want to be in. Ooh, copper. Ooh. The ammo as well, because I can afford it. I don't buy anything else. But yeah, that's pretty much your lot, really. You just got to keep another trade agreement. That might be even more copper. Start making some more friends now. Copper, 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 copper. Gimme, 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 gimme. Like medium. And then obviously with that as well, start making your navy. You can stack these things. And then you start off with a handful that you can put down there, the same as your air force as well. So you get a few you can put down off the back. Minor helicopters for some reason. It's been gay. So where different places you might get planes or something to start with. So start pushing through these now. Ammo's starting to craft up. We need all that to build up, but really what we need before we start any war is a good friendship and a mass amount of resources. Because you start a war, worst things comes to worst, they all gang up on you. You'll end up getting like sanctioned by allied groups and stuff like that, and then the world market will start sort of like depleting for you in things that you can and can't get, and I don't know, it becomes a pain. I've only ever had it happen twice on playthroughs, but I mean it's good fun, it makes different things happen. So but yeah man, it's always worth, like I say, if I'm only creating aluminium, I need to stock up massively on everything around me, from gold to iron, copper. There's no point me starting a war when I've got next to nothing. So ideally, to keep the peace and just keep doing your diplomatic missions is the best way forward until you feel that you're ready, depending on where you are. I mean, me, I like to have an island where it's full, like ready, max battalions, all ready for wars. I mean, call it sad, but I like all my research and that done as well. If I'm going to play like an early game campaign, I'll go on the main island, because the map itself's huge, man. But you're on some, when you start over in one of these places, you're borderline next to everyone, so I suppose invasion can happen anytime, anywhere. But you keep the peace and you try not to get involved, you should be alright. But that's why I like the island spawn. Yeah, that's pretty much that. So it's going from this right now, what I've got, to this. And that's where I am now. Got my Air Force, every single battalion, all kitted out with what I want. Not in selective order, but I'll do that before my fight actually starts. Obviously I've got all my BM-21s ready to go cause destruction. My Navy's ready. I've got about 4 or 5 different ones of them ready to go. Beast mode on my harbour waiting. Every single unit's all kitted out, ready to go, so ready for the playthrough to begin. So I hope you found all that starter information useful, and yeah man, I'll catch you on the playthrough when we absolutely dominate and take over everything. Yeah man, take it easy. Peace.